I can't believe it is officially 1 month post-op. Honestly guys, the days feel like they're flying. It literally feels like yesterday I was on the plane to Turkey to get my nose job. How are we at 1 month post-op? First things first, of course, the nose. So this is from the front, 3/4. Or is this 3/4? I don't know. I'm just gonna shut up and just show you guys the nose. It's so cute. I love it. Let's go back out. So the swelling on your nose is the most obvious from the front, and you guys can see like I'm very much swollen, especially it's my bridge right here. I have contoured my nose, but still like you can't really contour away the swelling, and I can tell I'm still swollen by my inner corners. Guys, I have like creases here that I never used to have, but I have now because like they're still so swollen here. And let's not even get onto little Miss Tip over here. She's definitely very much swollen. Obviously the number one question I had is, which doctor did you go to? You guys would know which doctor I went to if you had watched my nose job vlogs. If you haven't, I will link them here somewhere. Go watch them, they're very entertaining. So I had my rhinoplasty in Turkey with CLINICHUB, and my doctor works within the CLINICHUB family. CLINICHUB is like a large organization and they do all types of operations, and they have multiple nose surgeons as well. I went with Dr. Yusuf Orhan Yusul. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. They actually call him Dr. Dr. Unique, which I think is cute. As far as my opinion on my surgeon and the clinic goes, I genuinely could not have imagined going to anybody else, a different clinic, a different surgeon. I just couldn't have imagined it. So whilst we're here, I did want to touch on something. As you guys know, I am working with CLINICHUB, but at no point would I ever lie to you guys about my experience. All of these thoughts are my own. In fact, I had already chosen to go with CLINICHUB and Dr. Yu before there was even any mention of a collaboration. That just happened so like organically and naturally. It's actually probably the most organic collaboration I've had to date. How much did my rhinoplasty cost? So originally I think I was quoted something like 3.5 euros. I really can't remember, but it was in that ballpark. But the figures really do vary, especially because Dr. Yu is getting more popular and CLINICHUB is getting more popular in general. The more popular a surgeon or a clinic gets, they raise their prices accordingly, which is fair because they are getting more popular because they clearly do good work. I know for a fact that my doctor is booked and busy. If you guys are thinking about getting a rhinoplasty, I strongly urge you, book it now, okay? Because some people are booked into like next year and you do not want to be on that waiting list. What I love about CLINICHUB is that they include a lot of things within the price. From the second that you land in Turkey, there will be transportation ready for you to go to the hotel. In fact, they actually take you to the hospital first, where you get blood tests done and you get a COVID test done. The hotel is included in the price as well. And the best thing about CLINICHUB and this whole hotel included situation is they have on-site nurses. Guys, I was seen multiple times during the day by nurses. I don't think I've seen this with any other clinic or surgeon. I did consult with a few other surgeons prior to CLINICHUB and Dr. Yu, and most of them said hotel wasn't included and they were way more expensive as well, and I was not understanding. So for example, in that situation, how would I have post-op care, you know? Like, it just was not clicking. And then of course you have your transportation to the hospital and back, and then when you go back to the airport. So realistically they're with you the whole way, which I love. So if you're scared about going to Turkey, if you're going to Turkey alone, they really just stay with you and you'll always have somebody there. I stayed at the Sheraton Hotel, which was such a nice hotel. If you guys want a more in-depth look at what the accommodation was like, what the hospital was like, etc., go and have a look at my vlogs. They are very informative. I almost forgot to mention, guys, again, I do have a discount code for you guys. You can get £100 off of any operation with CLINICHUB in 2022 if you use my code HEALING100. I think that's so incredible and funny. I've never seen a nose job discount code, but I got you guys, I got you. So let's actually talk a little bit about what he did to my nose. So as you guys can see, I have an incision here and here. So he did fix my nostrils as well. I had a nostril deformity, which I didn't even know. I mean, there's a lot of things that were wrong with my nose that I didn't know. They used dissolvable stitches, and you guys can see that majority of them have fallen out here, but I have like a few left here and like in here and stuff. So yeah, makeup like doesn't sit completely right on my nose right now, but that's fine. So obviously I had a hump which he had shaved down. I also had a deviated septum, which I didn't know, and he fixed that. As you guys can see, it no longer kind of like shimmies that way. He also like said he shaved down some of my forehead, and then he added cartilage here to give me like that swoop rather than like just a straight nose. because again guys, go watch my vlogs, it just explains it so much better. He also made the bridge of my nose skinnier, which I think is so funny because everyone's like, oh my god, it's so fat. Yes, it's swollen, okay? He did make it skinnier here as well. And then obviously he refined my tip of my nose. It was very bulbous before and it's now nice and cute and refined. I also forgot to mention that he shortened my nose and he deprojected my nose, so brought it closer to my face, which is actually something that a lot of surgeons refuse to do. Not that they refuse to do, some refuse to do it and some say that it's just complicated, but he did a great job of deprojecting my nose. So yeah, it was not an easy surgery, and I remember telling my friends before, like, yeah, like it's not gonna be that hard, it just takes like little tweaks, I have such an easy nose. I did not have an easy nose. And this is why I'm like so thankful for Dr. Yu, because he really honestly outdid himself. I had such a specific nose that I wanted, which in hindsight was not very realistic, but he did his best to give me it, and I love her. I don't know what to say. I love her. So yeah, if you guys didn't engage, it was an open rhinoplasty. And he actually uses a new technique called piezo. So traditionally, where they use like the hammer and stuff, as you can tell, that's very abrasive and traumatic to the nose, which is why you get so much swelling and bruising afterwards. The piezo technology is more like it just shaves down, a lot less traumatic. And actually, I think that shows because I really had next to no bruising. Did you hate your nose before? Why did you get a nose job? Guys, I didn't hate my nose before. I feel like everybody is under this false impression that in order to get something like a cosmetic surgery done, you have to hate that thing that you're changing. When in reality, like, I liked my nose, I just didn't love it, and I knew that I didn't have that full confidence that I could achieve if I got a nose job. I hated my side profile more than anything, which is why I would never show it. When I'm recording a YouTube video, if I looked away for a second and you could see my nose, that whole clip's getting deleted. And I hated living like that, especially given the fact that I'm on social media, I present myself, I just want to be able to grab something and not worry about, oh, how am I going to edit that out or whatever. Like, I just hated my side profile. Do you regret your nose job? No, 100%. I would not take it back. It was obviously not a walk in the park. No surgery is a walk in the park, and still it has its really hard days, but I wouldn't change it for the world. I would 100% have done this if I had to do it again. I hope I don't have to do it again. I knew that this was the right move for me to make. I just kept saying to people, like, I feel like this is the missing piece of the puzzle for myself, which is, I don't know, is that conceited? Is that weird? I really don't know. Does it look weird looking at yourself? So I did mention in my previous vlog that I was having a little bit of an identity crisis, and I most definitely had that when I got back. It's literally like looking at yourself and not recognizing yourself. It's like somebody that looks like you. Like if somebody was walking down the street like, oh, she looks like you. I'm like, yeah, she does look like me, but she isn't me. So that's kind of the thought process behind how I look, but it has got way much better. And of course I was so swollen, and I'm still so swollen, and day by day it's getting more refined. The more it refines, the more I look like myself. Like, I feel like I look like myself now, but I don't know if that's because I'm used to it. So yeah, I don't know about that one. What did your friends and family think? Were they supportive? My friends and family were 100% supportive, and I'm so grateful and thankful to them for that. There was no kind of like having to convince people, etc. They just knew that it's what I wanted, and I was willing to go through it and not complain about it. So they were like, girl, go do your thing. My dad, more than anybody, was just more like afraid of, you know, like, are you gonna be okay? You're going to get a surgery. Like, he was just like stressing about that things. Everybody was so supportive, and it just made the whole thing a lot easier. What were your must-haves? What did you take? I actually have a whole nose job haul that I recorded with my old nose in Turkey, which is coming up next, so stay tuned for that. Were you scared? Was it painful? I actually didn't even think about the fact that I'm gonna have to actually go and get the surgery done. Like, if you guys watch my vlog, even up until that day, I was like, I literally feel nothing, and I really did feel nothing.
I feel like I've had such little time to process everything that I'm just kind of doing it.
Was it painful? No, it was not painful at all. The experience was just extremely uncomfortable. Don't worry, there is no pain involved. So I had my cast on for 6 days, and then he put some bandages on my nose that I left on for 5 days, and now I just tape at night for the next 3 months. The most uncomfortable part of the whole experience, I think, was definitely day 2, when I had lots of swelling, and obviously after the surgery, like, lots of mucus and stuff is draining into your nose, but that was like getting blocked, and you have like silicone tubes in your nose. Can't remember if anybody asked this, but they didn't stuff my nose. They put in silicone tubes, and they have like holes in them, so I could still like breathe through my nose. It's obviously not 100%, and even then I did avoid it. I just breathe through my mouth. But yeah, it's just that blocked nose is like just the most uncomfortable part of the whole thing. And I would say that actually it's like, after you've recovered. The one thing, guys, I am having the hardest time with is sleeping on my back. Like, I'm just a stomach sleeper, face in the pillow, and it's been 1 month of sleeping on my back. Yeah, it's not being fun. It's not being fun. I think I answered the majority of the questions. If I didn't, please let me know and I will make a part 2 and maybe get a bit more detailed with you guys. All in all, it has just been, again, such a surreal experience. I am in love with my new nose. I'm getting used to life with a nose job. Like, before I was like so scared that it's going to be so sensitive and vulnerable. I would not take this experience back for anything. I'm actually very, very grateful that my experience was my experience. Getting a rhinoplasty is honestly such a journey. That is obviously a really, really long road to go still. I'm literally only on 1 month. Thank you guys for watching. I hope that this was informative. Goodbye from me and my nose.